A new funding model is on the horizon for the SABC as private consultants have presented their proposals to Parliament's Oversight Committee on Communications and Digital Technologies. Key amongst the proposal is a review of the regulatory space.
We also want to point out that one of our core findings was we looked holistically not only at the funding model, but how to unlock revenue and save costs. That the basis for the SABC, the mandate, which was very visionary in the 1990s, at the dawn of our democracy, and served well at the time, because of certain legal regulatory execution over time and the fact that it hasn't been updated, it's actually now providing invisible handcuffs to the SABC.
The public broadcaster is urged to leverage funding from the airing of their channels on DSTV, which is estimated at hundreds of millions per year for the past 12 years.
The SABC makes available to DSTV it's 3 channels, SABC 1, 2, and 3. The mechanism for being remunerated for that has never been resolved, and that's going on for 12 to 14 years now. And that's an enormous amount of money that's been lost to the SABC, considering that those free-to-air channels are actually 3 of the most popular channels in the DSTV bouquet.
And there is also a call for guaranteed funding from the fiscus.
Some principles around the quantum of funding. It's very important to know what the quantum is, because ideally it should be competitor neutral. In other words, it mustn't be so high that it gives the SABC what's seen as being an unfair competitive advantage. But it also should not result in an underfunding of the public mandate. So one wants to get that correct. We fully support the principle that the state needs to ensure guaranteed annual funding so that the SABC could execute. We have seen evidence in other countries of where merely the fact that there's funding uncertainty has led to decline in performance by the PSM.
There is also a call for a once-off funding for the SABC to fund the digital deficit backlog within the public broadcaster. But the actual proposals for the new future funding model have been kept under wraps.
I think the various options that the government is considering, many of them viable. And I think what is coming through from the portfolio committee is that you should look at a hybrid sort of setup for funding of the SABC. I think also the members have raised quite sharply the issue of giving due consideration to issues of affordability and I suppose a level of equity, while progressive in some cases, but a level of equity in terms of who bears the burden of cost.
The Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Soli Malatsi, says he appreciates the committee's maturity and professionalism in engaging with the sensitive preliminary material in good faith. If approved, the new proposals will be incorporated into the much-awaited SABC bill. Ulelani Philip, SABC News, Parliament.